Good morning, everyone. It's Kristen in the Kaiser Permanente Learning Kitchen at the Atlanta Community Food Bank. Happy Tuesday. I hope you're doing great. Super excited today to talk to you about beets. If you didn't notice already from our title, to beet or not to beet, I hope you will choose to beet after I talk to you about some ways that you can use them and how nutritious they are. So I'm going to show you 3 different ways to use canned beets. So I want to emphasize how convenient canned beets are. They're already cooked, so they're super nice and tender, and you can use them straight out of the can, or you can prepare them in different ways. So the first way is going to be beets straight out of the can. So all I did was drain these off. There's a little bit of pink liquid down in there, but that's fine. They're going to turn anything pink that they touch. So that could be really cool for some kiddos who like pink. So this first recipe that I'm going to make is called our berry beet salad. And it sounds exactly like you think. It has beets and it has berries. And we're going to throw in some corn and some edamame for our some additional protein and some crunch. So the original recipe has blueberries, but today I got blackberries because there weren't any blueberries that were affordable at the grocery store today. So I love the berry part of this title because you can be flexible. You can use the blueberries or the blackberries. You can use strawberries. Never had that before, but I think it would work really well with the tangy dressing that goes on top. So got my beets from the can. I just used a little knife and chopped them up just a little bit because they come in different cuts in the can. You can get the whole small beets, or you can get them chunked, or sometimes they're sliced, and occasionally they will be shredded. So I'm going to go ahead and mix everything into my bowl, and it's as simple as that to make this berry beet salad. So 1 can of beets. Here we go. There's my 1 can of beets. And some of those bigger chunks, I just cut them up a little bit. Here's my blackberries. I'm using about half a cup of edamame. So edamame is soybeans, and this kind is out of the shell. So this is from frozen, and I just thawed them out, and I'm going to add them straight into our salad here. You can use other beans for a protein source if you want, but we chose the edamame because it's cheap in the freezer section, and it also has a really good extra color to this salad. You're going to see how great it looks when it's all mixed. Also using a half a cup of corn. This one's frozen because I happen to already have that. You can use canned if you want to. Just drain it and give it a good rinse. For the dressing for our salad, I'm just going to do a little bit of lime juice and a little bit of olive oil. So all that does, the olive oil helps the dressing coat all of the ingredients. But if you want it to be really nice and fresh and not much of a dressing salad, more like a fruit salad style, if you will, you can leave off that oil. So that's up to you. Okay, so I'm just going to give it a little mix. Look at the colors here. Got the really dark blackberries with the beautiful beets, and then that yellow and green is a really good pop. So you can add any fresh herbs that you might have on hand, or maybe some Italian seasoning or dried parsley. Some fresh basil would be really delicious. My favorite way is with cilantro to give it a little bit of a savory kick. Not everyone likes cilantro, so you know what you like. All right. So there is the beautiful, simple berry beet salad. Okay. Very easy to put together, especially if you're using canned beets. If you're not using canned beets, you're going to have to cook your raw beets to make this dish. And that takes a good bit of time. The raw beets cooked in the oven will take sometimes up to 45 minutes, depending on how big the beets are. So did I say that canned beets were convenient? They're very convenient. Okay. Our second recipe is going to be roasted beets. So you can use whole fresh beets to make roasted beets, or you can take your beets from the can, drain them, give them a good toss in some oil and some seasonings. Today I use garlic powder and dried parsley and some salt and pepper, very basic. You can add whatever seasoning you like to it. And I gave them about 20 minutes in the oven at 400 degrees. So I checked them right at 10 minutes and stirred them up. And then I gave them 5 minutes and then 5 more minutes because I just wanted them to get a little bit of a color change. It's kind of hard to see the color change because they're such a dark color. So 20 minutes is a good amount of time. So I'm going to grab them over here. They are cooling. So here they are. This is my roasted beets. This is 1 can, and it's going to show you how big the chunks were that came out of the can. So those are a little big. So you can take, at this point, it's very easy to just take your spatula and just chop them. Very easy, just get them into bite-sized pieces. You can do that before or after. If you have the whole beets in the can, you can cook them whole, or you can chop them first or chop them after. Like, that's totally up to you. Okay, let's see. So I got a couple more chunks in here. You want it to be a good bite size because we're going to serve these roasted beets over a green salad. So that's why I cooked them ahead, because I wanted them to cool down. They have cooled down quite a lot. Some really interesting ways to serve these beets. For one is our salad. I'm going to grab my salad ingredients. But you can also, after you roast them, you can store them in your fridge in orange juice. So you can do that before or after you roast them. But if you do it after, you're going to have like a really fresh pop of orange juice on the beets. And then you can take them straight out of the juice and put them on your salad, and it's going to add to the overall flavor. So for our salad today, I've got some romaine lettuce. I've got some orange segments. So all I did was I took my knife and I cut the skin off the outside of the orange. And I took the knife and I cut between, you can see the segments. So you can see the white on both sides of each of the segments. So you just take your knife and you cut right next to the white line, and it's going to give you just the meat of the, just the meat of the fruit. It sounds funny, just the meat of the fruit. So I'm just going to add my oranges. Actually, there's a little bit of the orange juice in my little bowl here. So what I'm going to do is just make sure I save all that, because I want to add it to the dressing. So when you cut your orange segments, cut them over a bowl so you catch any juice that comes out and you can use it in your salad dressing. I'm going to pull that one out. That was an oops. Okay, here's my orange segments. This is just 1 orange. You can use as many as you like. I've got some chopped walnuts. It's going to give some good texture and some good healthy fats. Got my beets. I'm just going to scoop them out of here and put them on. So you could actually leave out the greens and make this be a beet and orange salad, because beets and oranges are flavor best friends. They are such a good combination of flavors because the beets are sweet already on their own, but the tartness and the sweetness of the orange really works with the beets. So you're going to hear me talk about oranges several times. There's that. And then last but not least to the salad, I'm going to add some brown rice. And maybe you remember last time when we talked about salads in a jar, I'm a big fan of adding a whole grain to your salad. Have you ever eaten a salad and then you were starving 2 hours later? This is going to be your solution. You don't have to add a lot, but the fiber from the rice is going to help fill you up and work with everything else in the meal to keep you full a little bit longer. So I'm just going to add some of this. It's not a lot. It just blends in and adds to the texture as well. Okay, let's go to the salad dressing, and we're going to mix it up. This is the orange juice that's left over from the oranges as I cut them. And I'm going to measure with my heart for the salad dressing. I'm not doing any specific measurements, but you're welcome to if you like that. So a salad dressing is, it can be 2 parts acid to 3 parts oil, or you can do equal parts. That's up to you. I like sour stuff, so I usually do equal parts, the oil to the acid. So our oil today is going to be olive oil. Just gonna pour some in here, not too much since our salad isn't huge. And I'm gonna use some balsamic vinegar, which is also a really good friend of beets. So it's gonna be a really good flavor combo. Just add some balsamic there. That orange juice is gonna add to the acid part of the salad dressing, which is gonna add a different layer of flavor. So if you don't have it, it's totally fine. I'm just gonna do a little pinch of salt and some black pepper. If you like spicy, you can add some red pepper flakes to your salad dressing, or some other fresh herbs would be really good. And then I'm gonna take my little jar, I'm just gonna give it a shake. I'll mix it all together. Also a great way to store your salad dressing if you don't use it all. Okay, looks good to me. Smells like balsamic. I don't smell any orange, but that's okay. So I'm just gonna pour this over my salad. I'm not gonna pour it all, so I wanna see how much coverage I got from just that first pour, because you can always add more, but you can't take it away. Yum. So I didn't say this in the beginning, but your greens, you need about 4 cups of greens. So today I'm using romaine because that is what was convenient to me. But you can also use spinach leaves. That's going to give you a little extra nutrition over the romaine. But then also, if you happen to be using fresh beets that came with the greens, use the greens. Don't throw them out. They are just as packed in nutrition as, look at that beautiful salad, as the beetroot itself. So keep the greens and use it to make a really beautiful, yummy salad. So here's one way to serve your roasted beets. You can serve them on their own as a side, or take out the lettuce and just serve them with the oranges and the walnuts and all that good stuff. Y'all, I forgot the cheese. I always forget the cheese. I'm gonna sprinkle a little cheese on top of the salad, and I'll show it to you in just a minute when we serve it up. Okay, let me make some space here. Now I'm gonna talk about our last recipe, which I'm really excited about. This was really fun because I got to do some taste tests with our staff here at the food bank to see how this recipe could work when it comes to accessible ingredients. So here we go. Let me scoop this over here. Not a lot of ingredients on this tray for this recipe. So we've got our 1 can of beets drained. We've got some peanuts, about a 1/4 cup, a little bit over a 1/4 cup. I've got some balsamic vinegar, and I've got some olive oil. And I also have 1 clove of garlic. Are you thinking, Kristen, what is this? How does this all go together? So it goes together because we're going to put it all in the blender and blend it up together and make a delicious, beautiful dip or spread. So you can use it as a dip with some crackers, kind of like you would eat hummus, or you can spread it on your sandwich as a spread in place of something like mayo and get a beautiful color, as well as a little less fat and a boost of nutrition, which I'll tell you about in just a minute. So I'm gonna add my beets here to my blender. We're gonna see how this goes. There's the beets. Actually, I'm gonna do about half the beets, and then I'm gonna add the peanuts in the middle. And then I'm going to put the rest of the beets on top. I want the peanuts to have quicker access to the blades of the blender. I'm going to add some balsamic. It's about a tablespoon. Add more or less for your taste. Same for the olive oil, about a tablespoon. And then this whole clove of garlic. You could use garlic powder if you have it, but that clove is going to give it a bite that you just can't get from the ground garlic itself. Get a peek inside of there. Not a good, you can't really see everything. I tried. Okay, so I'm going to give this a blend. We're going to see how long it takes. Everyone's blender might be different. So this might turn out a little bit chunky, and that is okay. So we're just going to see how it goes. Here we go. All right, it needs a little help. I'm going to just take this lid off and give it a little bit of a mix, but it looks like it's doing pretty good on the bottom, so I just need to move some stuff around. Here we go. Okay, let's try this again. There it goes. Just needed a little help. I think something got stuck. All right, this is looking really good. I'm going to give it one more stir and then blend it one more time. It smells so good. All right, last time. All right, I think that's as good as it's going to get. So let's see this beautiful dip. Let me grab a bowl. Here we go. First of all, look how pink it is. That is so fun. Did you know that the color of beets is not found in a lot of fruits and vegetables? So if you're going to eat your beets, you're going to get some beta lane, I believe is how we pronounce that. So it's like similar to beta carotene, which is orange, which is going to be in your orange fruits and vegetables. So this beta lane is going to come specifically from this ruby red color, and you're not really going to see it in other places. So you're thinking, okay, well, what does it do for me? It is going to be a wonderful antioxidant, and it's going to have a lot of anti-inflammatory properties. Look how pink that is. Super excited. So if you have heart disease or if you have diabetes, those are all inflammatory diseases. So when you eat things that have beautiful bright colors, and when you try to eat multiple colors, you're just going to build up the antioxidants from all the colors. Those are going to help your body heal. They're going to help. I'm not saying it's a cure, but it can help. Eating vegetables is never bad. So here's our pink dip. I'm super excited. I'm very pleasantly surprised with the texture here. If you've got a really good blender, it's going to get really nice and smooth. You could also start by adding the nuts first with the oil and letting those blend up, because that's the hardest part to get blended into the dip. Okay, who's ready for some tastes? All right, let me get all of my salads here. Everything's a salad almost. Where's my last one? Here it is. Let me get my salads. And we have food bank guest here who's going to taste test for us. And it's actually the first time that she has had beets. So I think this is a really good, candid opportunity for us to get some opinions. So we've got Keesha. Keesha is on the capacity team here at the food bank, which is my team. And she does a lot of work with our partners, and she passes out grants to help our partners increase their capacity. So partner pantries can get more shelving or more food or refrigerators so they can store food on site. So where do you want to start?
Let's start with the salad.
Green salad?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to give it a good mix. Make sure you get some beets in there. At least a couple. Make sure you get some oranges so you can taste that friendship. All right, here's this salad with the greens. I'm going to grab you a fork right here. There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm really looking forward to this. I've not had much experience at all with beets, so this is going to be interesting. Nice flavor dressing.
Thank you. Just threw it together.
The beets are pleasantly delicious. I love them.
That's so good. I love that face. You were like, whoa. She had the like pop eyes, and that's such. I love to see that when it's new to people. So did you get the orange and the beet together?
I did. I got the orange and the beet. Nice flavor together. Absolutely.
Do you think you would make this at home?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay,
yes.
that's so
very
exciting.
Delicious. Absolutely.
Awesome. Okay, let's do a little bit of this one. So these beets are a bit bigger than the other one. I'm gonna make sure you get a little bit of all the stuff here. I mean, that looks like a tiny bit, but you've got a good bit in there. Okay, this is the berry beet salad with all the colors. Let's see what Keesha thinks.
Delicious.
Isn't it beautiful?
It's beautiful. All the colors.
Do you think your daughter would like this because it's so colorful?
I do. I think she would love it because she likes lots of bright colors, and to her that speaks to it being delicious. So yes. I really like it. The berries with the beets and the corn. Oh, this is good.
How's the texture?
Texture's really good.
Yeah.
Feels like I'm eating like a true fruit salad.
Awesome.
Different textures.
That's so good. And these beets are straight out of the can.
Oh.
Not cooked. I mean, they're cooked in the can. But we didn't do anything to them, but just rinse them off.
They are really, really good. They're sweet.
I'm so glad because I thought this might be like the hardest sell because we didn't do anything to the beets. So
I have a good dressing or some sort of flavor in there.
It's just the lime juice and the olive oil. So just lime juice and olive oil.
Nice.
And we're gonna eat this pink dip. So we've got some crackers here. You can try it with a cracker, or you can try it alone. Maybe you can try it both ways.
Let me try it with the crackers.
Okay.
Let's see.
Sounds good.
Do I just...
Yes, you can use your hands.
Okay, perfect. So this is a beet dip.
Yes, this is the one with the peanuts in it and the balsamic and the garlic.
Fantastic. I really like that. That's probably my favorite. I love all three, but surprisingly, the flavor of that is amazing.
So do you taste the peanuts?
You do. You do slightly. You taste the peanuts in contrast with the beets, and it's really, really good. You're going to have another one.
Yes, please. That's a great sign.
Very delicious. Yes.
That's awesome. I'm so glad that you love that. This is a really great way to serve beets for people who don't like beets, who are going to be straight up and say, no, thank you, because it's not really beets. It's a nice combination of things. Thank you so much.
Thank you. This has absolutely changed my mind about beets.
Yes.
All three recipes. So great job.
Please let us know if you make any of these at home. I would love to.
I sure will. I definitely plan to.
Especially if your daughter tries it.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Keesha.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you heard it from the people. The beets are delicious, especially the dip. So thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you will try beets at home, whether you start from the beginning and get fresh beets with the green still attached and cook them, or if you grab them from the can because they're so convenient and delicious. I hope you will try it. The whole time I have not told you, we have beets in the warehouse here at the food bank. So it's spring, they're a spring vegetable. So if you're one of our partner pantries, share this video with your neighbors and grab some beets on your next order on eHarvest. So you can find the recipes in this video, and as well as a produce guide for beets. If you happen to get some fresh beets, this is going to give you the step-by-step process on how to cut them, because they're a little intimidating. And then we've got the berry beet salad on the top here. And I didn't tell you, but you can also pickle beets, which is delicious. So you can find this and the other recipes in the folder linked at the bottom at the bit.ly link, bit.ly/ACFB Nutrition Resources, and you're going to go to the videos folder. Look for the video on beets as the title. So thanks again for tuning in. Thanks to Keesha for joining us today and giving us a live taste test and some candid feedback. Really good stuff there. We will see you in 2 weeks on Tuesday for the next episode of Pantry to Plate. See you later.